Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to Card Making Project 620. So it's Christmas all the way now till the big day. So every Friday up until the 18th of December, we've got some gorgeous Christmas projects using your Anna Griffin items. Today we're going to make a card using the Anna Griffin Snow Globe dies, and these are beautiful dies, and I'm going to show you an alternative way to use them. So you're going to get more bang for your buck and use them, not making a snow globe, but just something a little bit different. So I'd like to run through the items that we're going to use. Now if you don't have them, I'll try and think of alternatives for you to use if you don't have them. But if you do have them, you don't always have to use the same dies or the same colourways. It's just to give you an idea and just to give you a helping hand and ideas. So the first item that we're going to use is the Anna Griffin Christmas stamps. Now I'm using just one of the stamps for the inside of the card. So if you don't have these stamps, then look in your stash to see what you do have, because it's just for the sentiment on the inside. The next item is the reticulated border frame dies. Now I'm going to be using the full shadow layer of the large die and the ornate die in the large size. And again, if you don't have these, look at the frame dies that you do have, and I'm sure you will be able to substitute it. We're next going to use the mini botanical dies. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, these haven't been in the UK as yet. But if you have the Snowflake dies or something very similar, it would work just as well. And it is the snowflakes that we're going to use. We're going to use the middle size and the smaller size. And then lastly, we're going to use the snow globe dies, and we're going to use the snow globe deer with the deer with the trees, and we're going to use the circle as well. So everything I do use I should put in a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. I've taken one of the 6x6 pretty card bases from Anna Griffin, and I'm just using my bone folder from the Anna Griffin tool collection to make sure that is a nice sharp crease along the edge. On the back of the card I've added my name so that when I give this to somebody they will know who's made it for them, and then hopefully they'll keep it, and then in years to come they'll remember that it was me that made it. So we're going to do the inside first. So looking at the inside of our card, it's ivory, and I've taken a piece of ivory cardstock and I have simply inked around the edge with just a perfect medium, and then I've used some gold embossing powder and I've heat embossed it just to give it something different around the edge. I've got it on flat tape, so that's flat double-sided tape on the back. I can peel the carrier sheet away and then insert this into the centre of our card. Press it down and already it looks like a great insert. Now you don't have to go any further, you could just maybe add a sentiment and you've done something a little bit different. So if you're a new card maker, it's a great idea. But if you want to just take it to the next level, which we're going to do, I've die cut 4 of the medium snowflakes, and I've used the Anna Griffin glitter cardstock that was in the everyday palette. Sorry, I was just trying to remember which one it was, and it was in the everyday Anna Griffin cardstock palette. Now I know Anna's got lots of glitter cardstock at the moment, so you know, use a different colour if you don't use the ivory. So all I'm going to do is add the 4 snowflakes to the 4 corners of our card. I've got a little bit of tape at one side and I'm simply going to add these just to the corner of the actual insert that we've just put in. So I'm quite happy for them to go slightly over the edge. And the fourth one, there we go. And just add that with the two tips of the flake into the corner. So we've got the 4 snowflakes in our card. So next I've die cut the shadow layer of the reticulated frame die, and I've used the gold mirror cardstock from Anna. I've got flat double-sided tape on the back, and I am simply going to position this over the edges of the snowflakes and through the centre of the card. So I can press that down. There we go. And then I've die cut the actual ornate layer of the actual reticulated dies as well. And I've just used ivory cardstock. I've chosen the From Me to You rubber stamp from the 39 clear rubber stamp set from Anna Griffin. And I've just stamped it at the top of the actual die in the centre, so it leaves the centre of the die clear for messages. I've got flat tape on the back, and I can simply peel the tape away, and then we can position it through the centre of our card. Just take the tape backs off. Not as well prepared today, but hey ho, I'm sure you don't mind. So now you can see where I've stamped it. I've stamped it 4 times. So this one faces me. I've turned it round. This one faces me. This one faces against me. And then this one faces me. So when it's actually full on, all of them look as though they're facing me. So just remember your positional stamping. So we can pop this over our shadow layer and press it down, and that is our insert complete. I think that is so pretty. It really is. And it's so simple. It's just the contrast of colours, the ivory and the gold, and the stamping and the positioning of the actual snowflakes. Just such a pretty insert. So now we can create the front of our card. I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure that crease is nice and sharp. Now we're going to repeat the pattern with the snowflakes in the corners, but this time I've actually layered the snowflakes. So I've used the middle size and the smaller size. The middle size is the gold satin cardstock from Anna Griffin, and then the smaller size is the white glitter that we've just used for the inside. And again, I'm just going to position these in the corners of our card, and I've got 4 of them to add. So we're just going to put them into the corners like so. There we go. There's number 3. And finally number 4. And we're going to build up those layers to create a really pretty Christmas card. So next we've used the reticulated die in the gold cardstock again. I've got 3D foam on the centre in a cross form so that it will sit between the snowflakes, and I can just pop that through the centre. Our next layer is the actual ornate layer from the reticulated die. I've got 3D foam on the back, and then I can position this over the top of our previous layer so we get the shadow contrast of the gold foil underneath the satin foil. Now the next 2 layers I'm just going to do away from the card, because this is the circle for our snow globe decoration, and this is the snow globe decoration. So we've got the circle in the shiny cardstock, and then we've got the decoration in the matte. The decoration has got 3D foam underneath, and I just want to make sure that I get them over the top of each other, because if I put them straight on the card, you could guarantee that I wouldn't be able to get them straight. So that looks straight enough to me as a decoration. So now I can add this to my card top. I've got flat tape on the back of the full circle, and I'm simply going to add this to the centre of our reticulated die like that. There we go, and I can press it down. So I've not used it as a shadow, as a shaker. I'll not put acetate with it. So I'm using it just as it is. And then I'm going to add a sentiment from the Anna Griffin Favourite Christmas Sentiment collection. I've got 3D foam on the back, and I'm simply going to position that just at the bottom of our snow globe die cut. And then I'm going to finish the card off with a little ivory bow underneath our sentiment. And that is our card finished. You can see the insert matches perfectly to the outside. Stands up nicely. There's a few layers on it. I think it will probably fit in a normal envelope. It depends on the size of your foam pads really that you're using. But it's a really pretty card. And I love that gold and ivory together. The look of it, it's so classy. And I don't think you can go wrong with it. Whatever you die cut and put together, I think it would just work. Please check my blog for everything that I've used and extra photos of the projects. And there's so many other projects on there for you to have a look at. Give me the thumbs up on YouTube, and I love hearing from you. I always post everything on Facebook and Twitter. So let me know what you think, if you've enjoyed it. If it's a style of card that you would try, and maybe it's just something different that you'd not thought of, or it's given you a few ideas for your own cards. So I would just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.